Hi, I'm Mike from 1A Auto. We've been selling auto parts for over 30 years. We're dedicated to delivering quality auto parts, expert customer service, fast and free shipping, all backed by our 100% satisfaction guarantee. So visit us at 1AAuto.com, your trusted source for quality auto parts.
In this video, we're going to be working with our 2006 Chrysler 300. We're going to show you how to remove and replace your vehicle's EGR tube that runs from the EGR valve to the back of your intake manifold on a 3.5 liter V6. If you like this video, please click subscribe. We have a ton more information on this and many other vehicles. And if you ever need parts for your car, you can follow the link down in the description over to 1AAuto.com. Here are the items you'll need for this repair. Before removing your wiper arm, use a small piece of tape on your windshield. I like to use painter's tape. And just mark the edge and the angle of your wiper blade, so when we reinstall the arm, we can make sure it's in just about the same place. Take a small flat blade screwdriver and pop the cap off the end of your wiper arm and remove the nut. Using a 15mm socket and ratchet, loosen and remove the nut on the end of your wiper arm. Once the nut is out, push down on the joint of the arm to loosen it from the splines and remove it. Repeat these steps with the opposite wiper arm. Using a trim removal tool, remove the 9 push pins securing the cowl to the cross member, going all the way across and in the same places on the opposite side. In each corner, there's a Phillips head screw and a little plastic pin on this rubber piece here. We'll have to pop the rubber off of that pin. Pops off by hand, and remove the Phillips head screw. These screws only need to be turned a quarter turn counterclockwise to release the hooks. If yours strip, you can reach underneath and move the hook by hand. The rest of the cowl is held in with metal clips under the windshield, which simply pull up to release. You can remove your cowl cover. Disconnect the electrical connector from the motor. Remove the 2 10mm bolts securing the wiper transmission to the vehicle. We'll do this using a 10mm socket, ratchet, and extension. Remove the assembly from the vehicle. Now, unfortunately, the EGR tube and valve are on the back of the motor here, and they're pretty difficult to see. So you'll need to remove your wiper transmission to access it, but we're going to remove a few other major components just to make it easier to show you where everything is. Now, if you look through the opening in the manifold, where your transmission dipstick tube is here, you can actually see the EGR, so you'll have to reach here, right where your wiper transmission would have been, and access it from the back side of the motor on the passenger side. Remove the 8mm bolts. There's 2 of them here on the flange, securing the lower half of the EGR tube to the EGR valve. We'll do that with an 8mm socket and ratchet. Now, on the rear bolt, it may be useful to get an extension on there, just to give yourself a little more room to turn the ratchet there. You could also use a universal joint, or you may be more comfortable with a shorter or longer extension than I've used. Really anything to help get you some more room. On the back of the intake manifold, just a little bit to the driver's side of center, is the top of your EGR tube. That simply pops out. Be sure to get the seal if it pops off. And remove the EGR tube from the vehicle. Reinstall your EGR tube. Make sure that the gasket is on the end and that everything slides in nicely. We'll then take one of our 8mm bolts and our gasket, set them into the EGR tube at the bottom. Then tighten these bolts down with your 8mm socket, ratchet, extension, and U-joint if necessary. Reinstall the wiper motor and transmission assembly. And start your two 10mm bolts by hand, one on each end. We'll then tighten them down with a 10mm socket, ratchet, and extension. Reconnect the connector to the wiper motor. Reinstall the cowl cover. Line up the metal tabs on the windshield side. Snap those into place. Reinstall the hooks. If your Phillips head screws didn't round off like ours did, you can just turn them with a screwdriver. However, ours are stripped, so I have to reach underneath and turn the hook by hand. I'll then slide the rubber under and lock it back over its tab. Reinstall any of the 9 plastic clips you have. Don't worry if you're missing one or two, ours is as well. Reinstall your wiper arms. They are different. The one with the shorter leg here where the hinge is goes on the passenger side. Line it up to the tape mark you made. Reinstall the 15mm nut. Hold it in place and use your 15mm socket and ratchet to tighten it back onto the splines. Reinstall the caps on the ends of the wiper arms. Remove your tape from your windshield.
Thanks for watching. Visit us at oneauto.com for quality auto parts, fast and free shipping, and the best customer service in the industry.